What's up?
Man, we're back again.
We had a good time. We had a good time already.
Yeah.
We don't learn a lot of shit. We don't learn a lot of shit. Now that we know you we gonna learn a lot of shit.
Hey, okay, dropping jewels in it.
But listen,
I'm on now.
you gotta be on now.
I'm with it.
We ain't gonna do you like
You
that.
gotta be on.
Am I OG yet? Is on right now?
You cool?
Okay, OG about the same
I'm
thing.
two. I'm on 2. I'm about to be 30 next month. I'm on 2. I'm young on.
Ain't no way you gonna call
This is the
30.
thing, though.
Young. That
I ain't
nigga
gonna
old
lie.
as fuck, too.
I ain't really like this shit too much. Bruh really make me feel like I need to upgrade my life. He got his own brand,
He spend the
all
ball
this shit.
God damn, you got some.
Bottle got his own logo, Glass got his own logo. He came with the shit in his hand like this. I come to the door, I'm like, ain't nobody stunting on me on my front porch like that.
Hey, then he stuck on me talking about, yeah, Neff, you ever had some sake?
Crazy.
Put some nice sake out for the nigga.
He the only man I know walking around with high quality sake. High quality sake. Okay, Jesus.
God damn. Well, it's the BMQ Podcast. It's your boy Boss Man Quay.
Here's your boy Super Jack.
Louis 13, aka the Humble King. What's good?
Man.
But, so we were talking about unk and shit like that. Let's have a little conversation I was just talking about on Facebook the other day. Generally now, just generally, when do you feel like somebody is quote unquote past their prime? Have you, anybody? I say anywhere from 25 to 35. I feel like that's what somebody's prime range is. So once you hit that motherfucker, generally, people pass their prime.
I ain't hit my own prime yet, so I can't speak on that. So
Why is that?
But
Why is that?
because I'm 26, I ain't hit my prime yet. I ain't fucking at the pinnacle. I still got more shit to do, more money to get, more things to see.
Well, you feel like you're lacking at that.
All right, I'm gonna break that.
That'd be
shit down.
vulnerable.
Oh, yeah, I'll be
So
vulnerable.
motion, money, what else?
So motion, money, knowledge, everything in one. Like you come to a certain spot where I feel like you figured out.
Right.
That's what I feel like a nigga prime is. But me being vulnerable, I talked about homeboy the other day, right? He was like, "Quay, you 26, you got this, and this going on, this, and that." He was like, "Your next hurdle is your appearance." He said, "For niggas to take you completely serious," he said, "niggas already know a lot of shit you do." But he said, for professionally speaking and outside world, so the next thing for you to take serious is lose some weight.
So appearance
He said,
is like,
he was like, you get in shape.
Is he in his prime?
No.
So how can he make the decision?
I ain't gonna say he make a decision, but he's giving me advice
Right.
on what I should do personally.
But you saying he can't take advice from somebody who ain't did it themselves? That's what you trying to say?
It's like a coach trying to tell you this is how you become a star. We never made it. Like, what it gets to me is this: a coach can get you to a certain position possibly, right?
Right.
But again, you made the decision saying motion, finances, knowing yourself. If I know myself, I never lose myself. So my prime exists as long as I know who I am and what I have to offer. My experience, my lessons, what I get to put out, I get better over time. So does my prime ever actually end? So you said 25, 35, 36.
Generally.
I didn't figure out who I was as a man until maybe 33, 34.
Yeah.
So hold on, before you finish that, right?
Okay.
Does that mean, oh damn, I lost my train of thought. That since you didn't figure it out to 30, 34, is that a late age? Do you feel like that's a late age?
Because experience has nothing to do with your age. It has something to do with what you go through, your struggles.
Right.
So at the end of the day, I know who I am, but I know where I'm going. I haven't got there yet.
Right.
So I'm still in my prime still. But I have the knowledge to move forward. I walk into this room with a bottle.
Yep. Got your own shit.
Y'all been podcasting longer than me.
Facts.
But I understood that with my knowledge of marketing and moving forward and branding, I'm like, shit, I gotta put myself out there before I get to your level as far as how long I've been moving. So I don't think there's no time to prime. It's just when you lose it. When you lose your prime, that's when you lost it. I ain't gonna lose it though.
But when you lose your prime, do that mean you at the bottom of the totem pole?
No.
But
Or does that mean you just at a?
But let's go back to something you had said. You using an analogy of like if the coach wasn't a great player himself, how can he tell you what to do? But a lot of the greatest coaches in NFL,
never played football,
NBA, or they play and they wasn't worth a damn.
Right.
And a lot of the times, the star player, the person that's actually great, it's hard for them to give advice because it's like they have the natural talent that
They're
they
too
players
busy
might not
being
have.
great.
You answered the question.
Right.
The coach couldn't be the star. He can help you get there. So to become that star, you had to have it. That coach helped you get to that stardom.
But
You
that's
know what I'm saying?
but that's
But a coach doesn't mean that you know everything you're supposed to do. Can you do it though?
he can't do it,
But
he
that's
can
not.
help you get
But
there.
his job is not to do it. His job is
To
to
help you get
instruct
there.
you.
So that's why
how
I
to
say
do it.
when he was taking advice from somebody that might not have been in their prime,
Right.
but they might not can't get there yet because they might not have the talent or ability, but they can see it and they can see more potential. And you ever see somebody with more potential
Right.
than you? Like, yo, that person gonna be way better than me. When I first met Quake in a barber shop, I was like, that young motherfucker got so much potential. That's why I latched on to him.
Right.
I was like, he can go way further than anything I got going on with his mentality.
Right.
All right, even though I might not have been at the certain place that I wanted to be at that time, but I can already see somebody who I know is gonna be better than what I got going on
Right.
if I latch on to him. So I feel like you can take advice from somebody who ain't there
Well,
yet.
yeah, for sure. Take advice, right? I agree with that 100%. Take advice because I take advice from everybody. But again, when it comes to the idea of in your prime, right?
Oh yeah.
That coach can't teach you how to be a star. He can teach you how to reach your prime. But again, is that coach capable of reaching your idea of prime or their idea of prime? Their idea of prime might be,
Y'all got
just teaching you or
two
pushing you.
different shit. Okay.
Exactly. So again, bear in mind, that coach, he might have made a star, but that star had the talent. He might have reached his prime to 50
Maybe
years later on.
I think it's the coach analogy. I think that's what it is, because if you think about it, coaches don't coach players to be stars. That's not what they're coaching them.
You're right.
They're coaching them because they want you to perfect the craft. So not talking like we talking sports or anything, but they're literally there to help you enhance your talent. Right. They're not trying. A star is a whole different thing from telling you what you need to do to get better.
Right.
Yeah,
To be a star, I can't tell a nigga how to be an entertainer.
Coaches
But I can tell a nigga how to fly a
coach
bird.
fucking inherit a star, and what his job is to put the pieces around that star so he can go far, take it to
Or
the
to help
championship.
that star manage what they have going on.
Right.
So therefore,
Piece of that.
that's why, like, when my homeboy was like, okay, the next thing for you is probably to get skinny. He's seen that I know how to manage a lot of shit that I have going on. But for people to take me more seriously, sometimes when people see me, they be like, oh, that's just a junky fat nigga.
Right.
But a lot of people, only people who close to me know that this nigga smart, this nigga this, that, and the third.
Right.
But you know what? Let's get into the topic you was talking about earlier. What was it?
How do men create a safe space for women?
For women?
Yeah.
Jumping my space right now.
Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
okay.
When I got
So women or a woman?
Women and women.
I mean,
A woman and a woman and women.
Way to
Oh.
create that space.
All right, so, all right.
Or a woman. Because if it's a woman, I can tell you that women.
Woman. Is,
All right, so hold on. Let's start with
Right.
a woman.
Which
When
is
he
woman.
said a woman, maybe
A woman.
your lady,
Singular.
you know, whoever you with. Let's go there first.
Security and ensure the ability to lead. Now, security does not necessarily mean his money, because you can have all the money in the world and be a horrible leader. Can I
You're
make
right.
you feel secure,
You right?
and I can make you feel comfortable with me leading? If I can do those two things, you know, that's a start. I'm not saying that's all it is, but if I can do those, it's not easy for everybody to do that. Because everybody thinks, well, I got all the money. Like, no. You can be rich, my boy, and still not make that woman feel secure. But it's also based off that type of woman. Like, what is she like? So if you don't have a conversation with her to figure out what her ideas of security is, then you won't know.
Mm-hmm.
So, but regardless of it, security and the ability to lead. Now, the other stuff as far as emotions and expressing yourself and love and all that stuff, that's particular to that type of woman. But can you adapt yourself to that woman and still stay strong in who you are as a man? Can you do that? That's the question. Can you stay strong in that, give what she wants, but also maintain that? And can she receive it properly? Because she might not be ready for a type of man like you either. You know what I'm saying? She
You
might-
know
she might
what?
be ready
Now
for
that you say that shit, bro, honestly, that was my last relationship too. My shit failed. My last relationship failed because I was a little bit too much. Like, she wasn't ready for a healthy relationship. Like she be like, yo, I be wanting to fight, I be wanting to curse and yell at you, but I know I can't do that with you because you're not that type of person. And she said, I'm not used to it and it's frustrating because I don't know how to get out my emotions in a toxic way. My baby dad, me and my baby dad, we gonna fight. We gonna fight, we don't give a fuck. Right. I'm like, I'm not, we don't do no hand shit when it comes to me. Men and women, I don't do that shit. Like if a woman hit me, it's a wrap. You have no respect and we not on the same level. Yeah. You can't come back from that shit. So it's like, I would say that shit make a whole lot of sense when you say that, but like protecting women, how do we protect women? I feel
not protecting, more so just creating a safe environment for them to completely express, be who they are, be able to maneuver however they please within that area with you.
Oh, I got something. Go ahead. I got something.
At the same time, I feel like we're talking about two different types of men. Because women who don't feel protected, they're not with people who I would say is a man. I say you're a male. There's a difference between a male and a man. So a man is always gonna make a woman feel protected. And like social media make it feel like it's just a bunch of fuck niggas out here. Girls don't trust nobody. Right. Me personally know happily married couples, healthy couples. Right. We just don't promote that on social media like it's supposed to. Right. I say that shit all the time. I be like co-parenting situations. We only hear about the bad baby daddy, bad baby mama.
We never hear about the good dad.
But the healthy ones that we actually know, they don't pop on social media. They don't speak in conversation. Nothing to say.
They got nothing to say because they know what it is. Like, oh, I know what it is.
But do you feel like, I always felt like this, I kind of feel like they almost have a responsibility to show or express or show people the way of a healthy co-parenting situation too. Because all we've seen is toxicity. We need influence. If we see something healthy on social media, we promote that on social media, we just have more people follow.
I'm gonna answer that question, but I'm gonna answer the first question I asked.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So, how I feel like you protect a woman in her safe space is having understanding.
Right.
I can't even do what you say and lead in all that if we don't have an understanding. So without understanding, every other avenue is fucked.
Right, I agree.
So that is my thing. So understanding is how
I feel like. Go ahead.
All right, so let me answer that. I agree. For one, I respect that 100%. And my last conversation had something about dating. Mm-hmm. What's your definition of dating, right? If I'm dating a person, I'm providing you with an understanding of who I am, and you're doing the same thing back. It's reciprocated, right?
Honest.
It's fully honest though.
Right.
So if I'm talking to other people, you know
that shit. Exactly.
Same thing. But also, you're vetting a person to know what their foundation is. So understanding is based off of figuring out what that foundation is. So if I figure out what your foundation is that aligns with mine, then we should have no problem with it.
Yeah, we're gonna be going. Yeah.
But if we skip that foundation and all of a sudden we get in a relationship, when you do that, now the person's interpretation of relationship takes over. Mm-hmm. And now all of a sudden you're like, what do you mean? Like I'm doing this? Well, no, I expect this. I would have known that if I vetted them properly.
No,
we're not proper. We're not vetting people and allowing them. And bear in mind, also saying no. That badass bitch you see, you might gotta tell her.
Damn,
but I love bad bitches, bro. Damn, I love bad bitches.
Hey, what Future say? I love good girls, but I love
bad bitches. Good, but y'all poison. Y'all ain't shit. I can't fuck with y'all.
But make a decision though.
Got to.
So make a decision though. If you realize she don't fall in line with it, then put her in a certain category and treat her that way.
I turn 30.
I hate to be this
I
nigga.
turn 30 next month, and I'll tell you. I leave my 20s in my 20s. Next month in June, it's a brand new nigga.
We grown.
It's because people getting cut off of this motherfucker.
You know, it's kind of hard for me. Yeah, I hate to disagree with you because I don't want to be that nigga, but I gotta be that nigga.
Don't worry.
Like he said with vetting, sometimes you can't always vet a person. Because let me explain why you can't vet a person. Because sometimes that person ain't even vet their own fucking self. They ain't even who they are as a person yet.
Listen,
so hold on, let me finish. So in the process, it's some people who choose to learn and grow together. Me, for instance, and my fiance. She met me at fucking 20. I've been at 20. I just turned 20.
I like it.
She grew with me.
Right.
it was no foundation on my end because I didn't have a fucking fight. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I knew things that I wanted, things that I had a general idea.
Okay, yeah, that's that.
Don't
Express it.
Kinda.
Right. So I agree with you. That's
Facts. I didn't go sit there and be like, no, babe, I know we're gonna do such and such and such and such. No, you're
correct. Your experience gives you that idea of what you're looking for, right? I agree with you 100%. But there still is, but you can present that person with the idea, right? Mm-hmm. And you can grow the person. So when you're younger, you're correct. You're 100% correct. Right. When you hear these Steve Harvey conversations, it does not work with people younger. I get
that girl fucking rough, boy.
I get so mad, even right now, bro. I'm 36. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about?
The young girl rough.
I was in high school. I was in college. I didn't have it like that. What are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? But no, I agree with you. But you start that conversation of vetting. Even regardless of it, you ask questions. Mm-hmm. A person has an idea of who they are. You're correct, but they have an idea.
And you
grow with them. You're right. You grow with them. With them. I respect that 100%. But you have an idea. And as you're growing with that person and you evolve, you have to have the conversation again. This is where I am.
You gotta recheck in.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is right. Once you vet, so that's why I said you can't really use the word vetting because you're still growing.
Best of your ability. It's people. Best of your ability. You a vet to the best of your ability. You're right.
That's why I said hold on. That's why I said you gotta take a statement that you're vetting wrong. You ain't vetting wrong. You just ain't all the way finished vetting.
How much time y'all think that actually takes to actually get to know somebody and really know their true intentions?
You never.
Because some people give you their representative until it's too late. A lot of the time. Right. It's like, some women, well, a lot of time with women, well, just me messing around with, whatever. It's like, I ain't no fucking hoe. I just had one. Like everybody else.
I just had one. I thought I would throw that salt on his name like everybody else.
He gets freedom with his body.
You damn right. I get my fair share like everybody else.
Hey, this nigga, the humble king over here saving this nigga Super Jack today. I'm gonna let it go though. But go ahead.
Yeah, but like you will notice certain things when you first start off with a woman who like see potential and likes you, right? It will be like you will do something you don't like, they're gonna let it slide at first. And then maybe a couple months later, after you've been hanging about like 2 months later, you'll notice them almost get triggered by something you say. You'll see them stop or almost get upset. And then all of a sudden they so understand that, oh no, that's just good. And they're gonna let it go. So now you're like, oh man, I got an understanding girl who I can actually talk to. Now that's not 2 months now. Now you're getting the 6, 7, 8 months. Y'all consistent. Now she feeling like she getting a little bit more like ownership of you. So now she's starting to catch a little more attitude. Yeah, she actually get a little more attitude or whatever, because now she feel like you're more of hers.
Right.
And then like after you get to the year mark, I feel like that's when you kind of get like the real them, because now they feel like y'all damn near in a relationship without a title.
I said this year I was gonna be way more fucking transparent.
And mind you,
I've been with my girl 6 fucking years, and I swear to this day, we both still change. Every year, every we're growing. So in a sense, you're gonna grow differently. My values when I was 24, damn sure ain't my values at 26. Right. Her values at 22, damn sure ain't her values at 32.
Right. So if y'all growing, and if you don't really recognize the person that you met at the beginning, but they're not necessarily bad for you, y'all just gonna do different trajectories. Do you compromise with them? Or y'all go y'all separate ways?
No. You don't have to compromise with people going in different trajectories. What you have to do is have an understanding of, hey, you're moving this way, I'm moving this way. Are we okay with each other's pace? Are you okay with that pace that you're going at? Am I okay with? Are you okay with the pace I'm going at? Mm-hmm. If it's a discrepancy in the pace, if it's a discrepancy in the fact that, yeah, you moving a little far towards this way, I'm moving towards this way. Like he said, this is when you have to understand that, okay, it's time to either, hey, we're going to continue this or we...
Well, we address it. And let's be 1,000. As men, we do have the issue with, we'll notice our girl mad about some shit or feeling something, and we like, well, she ain't say nothing.
You try to turn around after that shit go away.
I address everything.
Mm-hmm. I'm about to say, I ain't that type of nigga. I need to know.
But imagine this though, right? And y'all can both agree to this, right?
Yeah.
Most conversations we have about problems, it's after something went bad.
Oh, facts.
We just had a conversation.
No proactive.
So why be reactive? Me and my lady, we talk every Sunday. I don't care what it is.
Sit down.
We sit at the table. It might be some shit that she don't know is a problem. I know it's a problem. I'm like, oh, you had a problem with that? I didn't know that. Or she'll say that, you had a problem with that? I didn't know that. But I constantly talk to her to the point where she's so open to conversating but I created that foundation. So she's always.
What you said is the problem that this generation is having.
Absolutely.
Nobody is having preventive conversations. Matter of fact, nobody's having conversations at all. We have fucking took on this new persona of I will stick beside him, or this gonna be this. Oh, everybody, she do this. That's just her. No, sometimes you have to have these real conversations. Like you have to confront these situations head the fuck on. Because honestly, that's the only way you know if y'all strong as a couple or y'all not strong as a couple.
Because one person might be comfortable with that shit, and the other person might not be comfortable.
Well, before it gets big, imagine this. When we say confront, it sounds like a situation like, I'm going to confront it.
Yeah, don't be mad about the verbiage. Yeah.
If I just pull up we're sitting down at the dinner table on Sunday, kids go to bed, we just talking like, how's your week going? What's going on? How you feeling? And you notice something where like, hey, you know what? I said I was going to do this, and I like, you know what? I kind of noticed something. You didn't say nothing. You feel something? That's a safe space where nothing already happened.
And that's the biggest problem too. And me being young, I can honestly say like that was one of my biggest problems. When it comes to my homeboys, come to my gal, anybody. When you address me in a certain way, I don't make shit a safe space. I ain't gonna care. I'm getting older, so it's getting easier. But beforehand, I'm already. What the fuck are you saying?
I think I was like that at a young age. Right. Just because of like my parents' dynamic, they never let me see them argue or yell, or they have small personal conversations, door closed, whatever, you hear them whispering. So I'm a little different. So I was 24 years old with a girl, with a family or whatever, and she's not used to like healthy dialogue.
So does that make it healthy?
No. I'm just off of like what he said, like he had sit downs. Right. I wouldn't do it every Sunday. Every month I have a check-in. At the beginning of the month, I'll sit her down and be like, yo,
what's up?
If there's anything wrong with this relationship, anything going on, any concerns, whatever, woo. That's why I would say sometimes you might not really know the person because they don't want to show it to you. I would ask her straight up. She'd be like, no, everything's good. Everything's good. Everything's good. Until it took one fight. After one fight, all of these problems is coming out all of a sudden. I was like, bro, I was asking you about this shit the whole time. That's why I fuck with cancers. Cancers ain't shit. They emotional, we got a hard shell. The hard shell make them not want to open up. But they do feel emotional. Yeah, so fuck y'all. but not fuck her.
So, hey, back to what you were saying earlier though, when you was like,
but I was doing that at a young age, though, at 24. That's my mindset was. That's why she would always say, like, bro, you're way more mature than all the guys my age. She 4-5 years older than me.
She just didn't understand.
She'd be like, yo, you're way older than the motherfucker that's older than me. Type shit. So it depends on your experiences, because my parents never let me see toxic behavior.
And right back to that, I was watching the Pivot podcast, and a dude from this is a show on BT, I forget his name right now, but he was saying that when him and his wife have real conversation and real arguments, not arguments, just, they're disagreeing. He says instead of him going behind closed doors, he likes to confront those situations in front of the kids, letting them know that, hey, we can work this out, we can talk about this in front of our kid because this is still a safe space. So do you feel like, which route would you take? Do you feel like arguing behind closed doors is not arguing, but just having these disagreements and conversation behind closed doors? Do you think that's shielding your kid, or do you think having these conversations in front of your kid, these uncomfortable conversations in front of your kid, is that showing them that two grown people can?
Well, I only know one example was the closed door. I only know one example, which is the closed door. But I'm kind of afraid of being too open, like to actually let the kids into like what we have going on. I don't know if they get really. As a child, that adults give you certain advice and shit that didn't really hit you until you were like 20-something years old.
But this is the crazy shit. That's the point. What you heard didn't hit you till 20 years old. But what you saw as far as body language, what you're giving off, how it's being projected is what you take in. Okay. Because when you're that age, I don't give a fuck about what you're talking about. Right. I don't know what the coochie is. I don't know what this is. I don't know what that is. But I do see you. Blah, 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 blah. I understand at that age emotion. I understand what frustration is. Yeah. I understand what.
Right. What? So what would you do? What you prefer? Which one?
First of all, I like this conversation. This is. I really think this is dope. Yeah. Real. I got that one too.
No, what happened was we had a food and I punched that. He thought we couldn't get that.
You good?
This is important. Do y'all have kids?
No, I don't. Hell no.
Okay. All right. I agree with a lot of things you're saying. Actually, I agree with everything you're saying.
Right.
Be honest with you, I agree with everything. I'll say this, just let me get this out.
I don't have no kids, girl. Go ahead.
That went crazy.
Cancer. Okay. All right, listen.
That was a Leo. Go ahead.
You said, should you have that argument in front of the kids? No. I think the only way you have you said argument.
That's what I meant to change the verbiage on that.
Disagreements. Arguments. Right.
Right.
If I have that in front of the kids,
depending on who you are.
And we've already had that foundation of growth where we know how to have an active conversation for the kids, maybe. Depending on what it is. But we have to be high level conversationalists at that point. If you start that with children from the beginning, you get to that point where you can do that. I don't think kids are elevated enough to have to see that and functionally understand it. Yeah, but they know it happened. They know something's wrong, mom and dad. They know what's going on. They know.
And that's why I said the interpretation. They're watching body language. So if you like you do got a kid, right?
Yes, I do too.
But when he know when daddy mad, he know when daddy happy. And that's what I'm saying.
I got son's mother and I have my new. Right? And everybody's friends. Yeah. I'll tell you how I worked this out though.
Big gangster.
I gave them a foundation from the jump. Well, who and what I am, and I respected them when it comes down to conversation. Yeah. Even my son's 13 years old, about to turn 14 in August. Right. I lied to you not. 4 weeks ago, we were at the buffet. He said, I respect you for being honest with me. He recognizes something's happening. I don't bring him part of it. He's not part of this conversation. This is too high level for him. Yeah. But after it's over and I break it down and resolve it with my lady, I sit down with them and say, hey, this is what happened. This is what's going on. This is what occurred. This is where you were wrong at. This is where I was wrong at. This is a situation. Right. Yeah. And I give them a foundation and I bring everybody together. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Yeah. Let's sort it out. Mm-hmm. But I make sure everybody's straight first before we all sit down and conversate. Because at the end of the day, adult conversation is adult conversation, not you, my nigga. Yeah. Right. But I make sure everybody's on point before we all sit down and have a conversation. Mm-hmm. But I would say to you is like, we know what's going on. Mm-hmm. I was a kid and watched my mom and dad get into it and act like, we're good. Like, no, you're not.
Damn way. You know what?
You
right.
You agree, right?
As kids, we do know more than what the fuck they think.
We still know
because it's all about energy. Energy, no matter. This is why I'm saying you can feel the shit. It changes the aura of the house. It changes.
I remember my parents just like they sitting in the front seat. I'm in the back. I'm the only child. I sit back and say I'm sitting get quiet, and then they'll just be having regular conversation. They'll not have to start adult conversation. Then every once in a while, sometimes they'll look back at me and be like, see if I'm paying attention. I always act like I'm not paying attention, but I hear everything. And then sometimes they'll kind of address like, hey, that boy be listening like, oh, he don't know what we talk about. Oh, what? I know everything that's fucking going on. I might not have completely grasp it, right? But I can
generalize
what's going on type
come
shit.
Back to it. So when all that's over, gets a little heated, you come back to it. Don't leave them like you don't know. No, something's wrong. Imagine your lady, right? Y'all have a situation, an argument, and you don't address it. Mm-hmm. And then you just wait. And then come back 3 months later. She's still there. Mm-hmm. That kid's still there. Right. He just never got resolution. Yeah. He meets his new girl, and he don't even know the skills. Mm-hmm. He's not supposed to watch our skills. Mm-hmm. He's supposed to know that's what it looked like to give him the trigger, and then we talk to him about what occurred. And these kids are sponges, bro. Mm-hmm. They know what's going on. They're not stupid. They feel everything. They're connected to us. So that's why I like what y'all saying. Even with y'all age, I respect it crazy levels because I'm trying to talk to brothers like, listen, bro. Like, for one, don't argue in front of your kids. Do not fucking argue in front of your kids. But if something spills over onto them, come back and clean it up. Just come back and clean it
and
up.
see, I think the thing of people in today don't understand that your actions and the things you do have an effect on other people.
Crazy.
Like, listen, like honestly, like my ex, when she had 3 kids and shit, right? Like literally, I'm about to go to Demari's graduation at the end of this fucking month. Like, the kids still have like a respect for me, or we still end up like speaking or talking and shit. Why? Because I was the guy that actually treated their mama the right
Differently,
way.
they saw your actions. They saw how
when
you
they said
handled
not arguing in front of women. One time, the kids. One time she came in the house. She was mad about some shit, whatever. Then just the one time she blew up. She started screaming and yelling. I made one statement. I said something. I said so and so, so and so. Once I realized she's not ready to speak, she's argumentative, she mad. I said okay. Let her just like that.
Can I jump in that real quick?
And now the kids like, that's how a man supposed to handle this shit?
Exactly, and just to add to it, especially when kids get involved, it gets kind of crazy, right? That's why I say in the beginning, you address stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We let shit slide in the puppy dog phase a lot.
Yeah.
Where the person shows you who they are during their trials.
Right.
So a second the person shows you that type of way, we gonna address that bitch. Like, listen, oh, hey.
We don't
Hey, my boss said that shit at work every day.
You don't do that. If they don't respect it, get on with it.
When you see something,
Free stuff.
when you ignore something that you see that you know is not right or does not align with you as a person, and you let it slide, it's gonna continue to slide. And once you've done it once, it's just that.
It's certain shit. Like even like the concept of is a time and a place for everything. I always learned that shit from my father. Like I might curse up a lot now. When I got older, I know that he cursed a lot. But one thing, if he slipped up and cursed when I was young, he was like, I'm sorry, excuse my language. Not supposed to talk like that. I'm like, I'm going up talking. He know I'm gonna talk like that as an adult. He know like I'm gonna be younger, talking all shit like that.
Right.
But there's a time and a place that he said shit to me one time when I got older. He was like, yeah, you know, we don't curse in French or whatever. I'm trying to show you like if it's you and your friends, I know y'all curse, y'all do that type of stuff like that. But what if you're in front of my mama, your grandmama? You can't curse in front of those people. You gotta present yourself a certain way and talk a certain way in certain situations.
Right.
So it'd be like little stuff like that you gotta be able to have and communicate with your kid.
So, do you guys feel as though we as men we are not leading enough in that role as far as, like, we back to the topic, creating that safe space? Because I feel like,
Yes.
like you said earlier, we set the tone because we're men and we need to lead. So, and go back, and I'm gonna throw something funny into this. You know how they be like,
If you actually
women, niggas, the new bitches. And the older I'm getting, I'm starting to kind of understand what the fuck they saying.
But, and you know what I hate? I hate when they try to make it a generational thing. Like, people these days do this and that. Nigga, your grandmama, your granddaddy, they was around fuck niggas and good niggas too. And we just said social media era to the point where it's all lashed out.
Right.
But all this shit happen no matter if you 50-something years old or you 18 years old. You're going to meet the same different people.
Because it's niggas in your age
and if you
who still ain't got that shit together.
If you ask me about good men and bad men, I'm gonna say good men. Why? 'Cause I was raised by good men. My father, my uncles, my great uncles, my granddad, all of them gave me great structure to what a man's supposed to be.
And this is why
that's
I
my
said
perception.
with my transparency earlier, this is why I said I didn't have none of those father figures. Just like you said when you met me, I was a straight, aggressive, combative ass little nigga. You know why? I didn't have.
He was a barbershop
niggas.
bully and a nigga older than him.
Like, I didn't have older niggas around me who to be like, nah, look, bro, you ain't got to be so reactive to that. You ain't got to get
It was like,
attention. And still to this day, I'm still like that. I'm working out of it.
He was bullying my homeboy inside the barbershop. He was in the chair. He just antagonizing him, laughing at him about his party and shit like that, like how he better than him. But the thing that I caught on is he was having conversation with all the men, all the barbers, and you was like taking in game and information from them. You was asking real questions and really soaking it in. I said that nigga got so much potential because he seeks knowledge from people who've been there before him.
Yeah, because I can't.
But at the same
nigga,
time,
you know why they call them samples? A nigga taking something that another nigga did, using it and reinventing it in music. If you think about it, a nigga take an old school sample, nigga ain't took nothing but what, 30 seconds, maybe 20 seconds of that song, throw it into a new 3-minute song, and now he's then gave that whole song, that whole sample, That song, a whole nother.
You know what's crazy?
Can I add to that? That's dope. If you think about samples, right? Everybody can sample,
Right.
but they can't all pull it off.
Not at all. Hell no.
Who allows that to pull off? Right? So let's say the producer makes that sample dope. It takes the artist to create the energy around that sample for it to work.
Work. Facts.
So what you're saying is it requires a village.
Correct.
We're lacking a village right now. So because we don't have the village we used to have,
A lot of women say that.
it's not being because listen,
A
every
lot of
young
women
boy I
be
see,
saying that.
bro. That's why even like I said, why I dapped you up. You said something, I dapped you up. I said something.
Yeah.
Because I want to let you know what you're saying is real, and you also have a platform that can push this message forward.
Right.
Because this is the new village,
But question,
right?
what is your village? What is the actual village?
No. The actual
That's-
village is who decides to pour into you. It don't matter where from, how. Whoever pours into you in a positive manner is your village.
And it's like,
I just met you, but you gave me 5-10 jewels today. Guess what? That's part of the village. If we took one of them jewels of the 12 he gave us,
'Cause-
did he play a part?
I see a lot of baby mamas, and I got friends or female friends who be like, I don't have a village. They be like, I might got my mama sometimes, but they feel like they don't have nobody they can actually trust them. Or they be like, only person I got is my mama and my grandmama or whatever.
no.
But isn't their mama and grandmama
Those
like
are
your village
people.
too?
Those are people who
Like
seek
what?
for things to be done for them. See, when you a village, people build you up. How they build you up is different. I may build this man up with words. I may build you up with finances. I might build them up with action. I might build them. You build people in different ways, in different shape or form. You contribute to people in different ways, shapes, or forms. So it's not those type of people who say they ain't got a village. They just haven't opened themselves to taking advice. They haven't chosen to surround themselves with the correct.
So
they haven't found the right village. They're part of a village of people who don't want to be a village. They
Or
want
maybe
to be
they just
individuals.
don't trust their village. Maybe
And if
they
you don't trust your
insecure about the shit. Like I ain't quite sure if I can have my children around this person or they can watch my kid or whatever. I'd rather my kid be with me because I don't want nothing bad to happen.
See, that would take
And I
more
feel
context.
I feel like social media do that shit too because social media let us see that there's a lot of bad things happening to these children too. So a lot of parents are holding kids tighter. Like kids, people not letting the kids go out and play by themselves. Me, I'm an only child. I just walk out the fucking house and go do whatever. I'll be gone all fucking day. Come back just fine. My parents don't worry about it. Why? Like, shit, you're mature. You know how to handle yourself. You'll be all right. But now, ain't no parents out there.
But you know why they let you do that? Because they had established a foundation within their home. They know that even within your uncles, the people that you might have spent the night with.
But at the same time, my mom and my dad ain't grew up in the social media era to the point where it's like, it's in their face that people's abducting and taking fucking children. They didn't grow up like that. My grandmama only advice was, she said, hey, you know if you in the store, because when I go to Walmart, I go out by myself. I take off. My grandma said, if somebody ever touch you or grab you, you stomp on their foot and you scream help.
Right.
That was the only fucking advice I got. Other than that, run off and do what the fuck you want to do. Ain't nobody doing that shit. You gonna tell your kid like, hey, when you run off, just if somebody grab you, just stomp on their foot and scream?
No.
You gonna be like, no, my kid gonna be with me and I'm not letting nobody go around. So when people be like, I have a village, they're like, no, you just don't trust the people around you. That's what it is a lot of the time.
A lot's changed.
That's it?
A lot's definitely changed, and I get it. You know, it's also your neighborhood, the fact that a lot of parents are working now. So at the end of the day, like we don't have the same supervision we used to have. There was a particular maybe parent that was always, hey, your kid is like I am crazy right now. Like that doesn't exist like it used to.
See, people
Right.
don't shed that light no more. They don't shed positive light. Just like you said, all the abductions, the ditties, and all this shit is in our face. Nobody, and like you said earlier, this is what the platform is for. It's for us to push the positive message. Because none of us had those clear-cut conversations on the fact of, oh, no, hey, young man, you shouldn't be, you 12, but why you out here cussing like this? Why you out here flicking, why you out here woo, 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 woo? But you know why? Fucking parents, people, everybody's so uptight, so everybody's so want to be controlled over a situation.
And one thing that's fucked
no
up
advice
too,
can be
that
given.
that adult that checked that kid, when that kid decides to bark back because a lot of parents is teaching you to listen to me and not other adults.
Right.
So he starting to bark back at that adult. When that kid go back to the parent trying to attack the adult instead of attacking the kid.
You're right.
King Lou, we gotta ask you a
The
conversation.
younger ones.
So your son, he out and about.
Let's finish it off with this right here.
Yeah. Then we get out of here. So your son out and about, and not saying that he does this or anything, because I don't know. He's cussing, right? Or doing something he shouldn't be doing. Another grown man pulls him aside and be like, "Hey, you're not supposed to be doing such and such and such." Your son reacts in a negative manner, or he reacts in some, "Oh, you're not my father, you're not my dad. Why you talking to me?" Then he finds you. He lets you know the situation.
Well, his perspective of the situation.
How do you handle that situation? Not because we can't say nobody's wrong, nobody's right. So,
because the adult didn't come to you, your son told you like something came.
Yeah, he came. Dad, he messing with me. So how that go?
So as I told you before, 3 weeks ago, he respected my honesty, right?
You're right.
I have a relationship with him to the point where I know who he is, what he is. But granted, I was a teenager as well, so I get crazy shit about myself. I get it.
Right.
But I've also made him comfortable with that part. Now, granted, I know there's like a 10% part I don't know shit about.
Yeah.
Now, if that adult gives me something, I'm gonna ask him questions like, okay, what happened? What occurred? What did you hear? 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna say in the worst case scenario, he said some shit that don't align with my son.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna do is this. For one, he knows that when adults speaking and talking, shut your damn mouth up. Be
Yes,
quiet.
you should.
You know me.
Thank God.
You know I'm always on your side regardless. Let me handle this as a man first. Because I love who I am as a man.
Yeah.
I'll have the conversation. Hey, appreciate that, boss. I'm gonna take care of this. That's all I'm saying. I'm not gonna sit there and say, go and apologize to him. Depending on what's going on.
Right.
He stepped in this yard.
Yeah.
It could be the reason. He stepped on your shit.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Apologize for that doing. Cool.
Right.
And then after I have a talk with him, all right, in the conversation, I'm talking to my son. What happened? What's going on? All right, listen, moving forward, do this, do that, do that, do that. Avoid this. This is what you could have did better. He told me this. What happened? I'm gonna look at both stories and try to pull it together and figure it out.
What it is? Yeah.
But I have such a strong relationship with him that he knows me and I know him. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna listen to both people. I'm gonna let that parent think, oh, he listened to me, cool. He still kept his level, his title, right? The villager. He could be an asshole. He could be a dick. He could be an annoying ass dude. But that's not the point. You don't disrespect the parent, adult.
Right.
So maybe that adult did go crazy at him. I don't care what it is. You don't speak to an adult like that.
Right.
I take care of your wars.
Because the bottom line.
I do it. So if he comes, he calls, what? Oh, I'm gonna handle him right in front of him.
Yeah.
But afterwards, I'm gonna say, shut your goddamn mouth. Don't ever do that shit again.
Right.
This is my war.
Yeah.
You don't talk, you're never on the same level as that man. Period.
Right.
That's my job to do that job for you.
Right.
That's dope. That's
you represent me in this world. Period. That's who you represent, and that's it. And I leave it at that.
That's crazy.
Thank you for not having an ignorant.
I go through my life thinking that shit too. Like I go through life feeling like my parents is on my back because when I was a child, my parents would be like, "All right, now you go out there representing us. Like they would say, don't embarrass me." So anytime there was an adult that came back to them boy, they'd be like, "Stephen is a great man." Why? Because before I react, I think family, mama, dad don't want to embarrass them boy. Boom. Right. So when you got like a real father that put that structure in you, like you.
It's kind of crazy because that shit, y'all perspectives on that is kind of like, you know what I'm saying? They respect you enough to not react. My logic of thinking is, I don't even see you like, I respect you so, I don't respect you enough, so I just don't respond. So for a lot of times as a younger kid,
it works.
Yeah, like it creates a.
Right.
It creates a weird ass complex to where I don't respect authority.
Because
I be in my head like.
That's what knowing your kid though. How do you feel about that? Why did you didn't respond? Because he ain't shit. Wait, whoa. We had that conversation. I asked my kid, what is your reason? I told him that, real talk.
Real.
Why does that person's perspective matter to you? Do they mean something to you or something?
Nope.
You want to think about it?
You gotta ask them that question.
Because every kid is born with different personality. You can raise 3 kids the same way,
and they all come different.
Figure them out.
Life is rough, boy.
We gotta do better, but we weren't working as much. But go ahead.
Yeah, life is rough. We figuring that shit out. You about to sign out? It's your boy Super Jack.
It's your boy Boss Man Quay.
Louis 13. Okay.
Hold on, man.
We out.
Hey, make sure you tell them where to follow you at. Where to go subscribe to the podcast.
Absolutely. Listen, anything. If you type Sarcastically Woke Podcast, you'll find me everywhere. I trademarked it.
That's a great title too.
Sarcastically Woke
easy to look up.
Podcast. You will always find me anywhere. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Google. I'm everywhere. Sarcastically Woke Podcast.
Make sure y'all subscribe to BMQ Podcast. Please like and share these videos. Also, make sure you turn your post notifications on. Appreciate y'all.
We out. Boom. But listen.